Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session created for a client that had lost a lot of weight. They'd been the lowest that they'd weighed in about 12 years. And they wanted to continue to lose weight to be pretty much the lowest that they'd weighed in about 20 years. And that meant losing about 3 or 4 kilos more. So about kind of 7 pounds or so, if you think in that metric. And they had an upcoming holiday, a holiday to Barbados, and they had concerns. And many people, when they go on holiday, they have different rules for eating, drinking, lifestyle. And there was a sense that this could undo or sabotage the progress that they'd already made. And that's really what this session is all about, is to help them to build a conviction that actually this could continue their weight loss journey. And they could do that without sacrificing pleasure or enjoyment. And the way that this hypnosis session delivers that is to give lots of evidence and suggestions that the best possible choice they could make is to have natural, locally produced, good quality, healthy foods that are also delicious. And that might be fish or seafood or steaks or vegetables or fruits. And all of those things that are going to be grown on the island are going to be better quality than processed food found in supermarkets. There's also a link to alcohol being more enjoyable if 80% of what they eat is healthy, natural foods. Natural just meaning non-processed. And the client originally, when I said, what's your intention for the holiday? His intention was not to eat anything outside of meal times. And you only have to have one time where that happens once, and then you failed that mission, you failed that intention, which is why it's good to have winnable intentions. So we updated the intention so that 80% of the choices that he was making while on holiday were good choices. And the great thing about that is that if you make one bad choice, you can still make the intention winnable just by making more good choices to make that not so great choice part of the 20% which wasn't great, in which case it's still winnable. And ideally you want to have intentions that make the whole thing so that you want to pursue something achievable that makes progress. And these binary goals is one of the clues why people fail so many of their New Year's resolutions, because the resolution or the intention is not winnable. It's kind of like, I'm going to go to the gym every day. I'm going to run 10 kilometers every single day. Well, if one day you don't do that, then you failed, and it gives permission to go back to the status quo. And that's why those intentions and resolutions just really aren't useful. This, of course, was created for a very specific individual. It's highly likely that you don't have a holiday plan to Barbados. His weight loss goal was 88.8 kilos within the next few months. It's probably the case that that isn't your goal. It would have to be very lucky for it to be the case. So, as I always say, lock into the suggestions that are helpful for you and ignore those that aren't. You don't have to make the session redundant if all of the suggestions aren't quite right for you. A lot of people will be going on holidays and they will want to get the balance of, if they're making progress, they don't want to undo that progress. So I think this session may be helpful. If, however, you are looking for something a bit more bespoke and customized to your individual needs, or maybe you just want to lose weight before your summer holidays that you've got planned, in which case there will be a link in the show notes that you can schedule a completely free consultation call to explore working with me. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of any worries or stress or tension to feel like they're melting away and leaving your body in that outward breath. Scan your body for any clues of tension, perhaps around your forehead, maybe your jaw, neck, shoulders, or somewhere else. And just decide that right here, right now, that isn't necessary. So as you breathe in that feeling of calm relaxation and release that tension in the outward breath. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a beachside restaurant. Imagine this restaurant is surrounded by white sands and palm trees, a view of the Caribbean Sea. And I want you to imagine a lounger there on the beach, just as the sun is setting, knowing that you will eat in this restaurant very soon. But I want you to feel that this is just before the meal. Feel that you're there on a beautiful beach in Barbados. There on the beach, looking out at the sun starting to set over the still ocean. And just imagine that nearby there is a cocktail that you could imagine tastes like a rum punch. But I want you to imagine that this cocktail is a cocktail of resourcefulness. That as you sip this drink, it contains feelings of personal pride at all the progress you've made so far. That it contains discernment and the ability to continue to make excellent choices and decisions. But it also contains balance. No need for perfection. The balance is to find the optimal point between pleasure and progress. And I want you to get a sense as you sip this cocktail, those resources of relaxation, personal pride, discernment, and perspective infuses with this equilibrium of balance, and you just find yourself becoming deeper and deeper relaxed. As you imagine seeing the sun get closer to the line of the horizon, and the closer the sun gets to the line of the horizon, the more relaxed you feel. In fact, I want you to imagine lying on that lounger staring out at the sunset. And as I count downwards from 10 to 1, you will imagine the sun setting. With each descending number, you will feel 10% deeper and deeper relaxed. And when I arrive at 1, you will feel like you're drifting off into a dreamlike sleep, where you get to imagine a future as you want it to be. 10, just allow your eyelids to feel so relaxed. 9, as you breathe in deeper than you normally would. And as you exhale, make it longer and just release that tension now. 8, just releasing all the muscles in the jaw, around the mouth. Feeling so relaxed on that beach, looking out at the sea. 7, your neck and your shoulders just feels like any tension is melting away like an ice cube in the warm air on that sunset beach. And that's it. 6, arms just feeling perhaps light and floaty, or limp, loose and heavy, but either way, just so relaxed now. 6 becomes 5, and even your internal organs start to relax. And I want you to imagine your stomach shrinking just by 10%. As you accept the suggestion that quality of food is more important than quantity. Less is more. You would rather have a smaller portion of something amazing than a large portion of something average. So feel your stomach start to relax. Quality is more important than quantity. Then your lungs relax and even into your gut. And you feel like your digestion is now going to start working smart rather than hard. And you will reward your digestion with natural, healthy, fibrous foods. It just so happens to be that where you are, those natural foods taste incredible. There is nothing you're losing. In fact, the more of those natural, healthy foods, the more efficiently your digestive system can work, continuing to build on the foundations you've already laid. And then 5 becomes 4, and just feel that your diaphragm is activating, breathing deeper, lower, there from the belly rather than the chest. And then 3, legs just feel limp and loose and heavy down into the calf. Even your ankles, and 2 become 1, and just imagine drifting off as the sun sets on that lounger, just drifting off into a dreamlike sleep. And imagine in this dreamlike sleep, you're thinking about how to make the best choices while on holiday. And the best choices are things that give you everything you're looking for: pleasure, taste, and continued progress. So as you hold that thought in mind, your mind is receptive to making the best choices possible. So every morning as you wake up, In beautiful Barbados, you feel a deep desire to nourish your body with fresh, natural foods. And you find great joy and satisfaction in choosing healthy options like steak, fish, maybe seafoods and salads and vegetables for your meals. Processed foods become like grey, distant objects, but healthy natural foods become vibrant, colourful, and tantalising. You won't really desire to eat between meals, but if you do, snacking on fresh fruits and nuts feels incredibly rewarding and refreshing, satisfying both your hunger and your taste buds. And just imagine enjoying walking and running while on holiday, perhaps along the beautiful beaches and trails. Activity combined with natural healthy foods gives you a new lease of life, feeling energized and full of vitality. And of course there'll be processed foods there, but these almost feel like a missed opportunity because you can eat processed foods anywhere. So why would you eat them when you're surrounded by uniquely special, vibrant, local fruits and foods of Barbados? You will make the most of having access to some of the best natural foods that exist. And if you ever stray from these healthy intentions, you can remind yourself that your goal is not perfection. Your goal is to eat 80% healthy, natural foods, so the game is always winnable. You eat something processed, and you immediately think how you can then make the next meal full of natural, healthy foods. And each healthy food choice you make empowers you, reinforcing your commitment to nourish your body with the best that Barbados has to offer. And I wonder how you would feel if, when enjoying an occasional alcoholic drink, you make the evaluation that it's more pleasurable when you know you've been fueling your body with healthy, natural foods. And you can relish in the idea that your meals are powered by the sunshine, rainwater, and maybe seawater of Barbados, making each bite feel special and nourishing. And as you explore the island, you feel a deep connection to the local food and culture. It would be a disservice to this local food and culture to eat processed snacks. Feel that you are being respectful and showing gratitude to the culture every time you choose natural, healthy, locally produced foods. And maybe you're drawn to the vibrant colors and flavors of fresh fruits and vegetables, finding them infinitely more appealing and satisfying than processed foods. Imagine walking and running. That feels incredible. And imagine each healthy meal as a celebration of the island's natural bounty, making your dining experience even more delightful. And what if 2 weeks of eating healthy natural foods starts to lay the foundation of healthy habits, which could be giving you more of what you want, perhaps for a future home, and you feel grateful for the opportunity to nourish your body with those high quality natural foods. And this gratitude motivates you to make even more healthy choices. And each time you choose a healthy snack, you feel a burst of energy and vitality, reinforcing your desire to keep making those good choices. This isn't about perfection, and there is lots of wriggle room for the occasional gin and tonic, beer, or rum punch. Even the occasional dessert or snack. 80% of your food will be healthy, natural, desirable foods because that will taste the best anyway. And when you return from your holiday, you will feel rejuvenated and proud of your healthy choices, irrespective of your weight. Your focus will be on the choices, not the outcome of those choices. You will feel empowered. And then just imagine having one healthy meal there on that restaurant by the side of that beach. Maybe it's steak or fish or something else with salad and vegetables. As you connect eating good food with feeling great, that they become interconnected. Good choices makes you feel good, and when you feel good, you make better choices. And then reconnect with that version of you there on the beach. As you feel it's time to come back to the present. But just imagine having one final sip of that cocktail of resourcefulness, feeling proud of the progress you've made so far, feeling discerning that you are excellent at making good choices. Feel that you can trust yourself to make good choices and get back on track whenever needed. And just think, it is not a question of if you will get to your desired weight, but when. And just imagine a future where you're looking at the scales and you're seeing a particular number, 88.8, and feel a sense of pride that you have accomplished something meaningful to you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect completely with the present moment now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.